Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. This is Kenya Revolutionary for another late night. If you're in Kenya, it's late night. If you're in England, it's nighttime. I think in Kenya, it's past midnight. It's somewhere around, I don't know, 1 a.m. But if you're there, if you're still up and you're still messing around with your phone or you're in your any kind of device, laptop, whatever the case, desktop, and you're on YouTube and you get the notification, come in, or you get your recommendation. You're seeing this Kenya Revolutionary is live and you're wondering what he's talking about. Here I am. Go ahead. The first order of business, as you know, the first order of business is what? Is to like the video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe. This is Kenya Revolutionary, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades. Let's get started. The topic today is they're all playing us. Who are they all? The political class, as you can see on the thumbnail. Umeona thumbnail nasema nini? Let's get to it. It's Sunday evening. I know you're getting ready for Monday morning. If you have a job, if you still have a job, if you're in Kenya, you probably don't have a job. Or if you do have a job, hey, karibu sana. Let's talk about it. I mean, I'll be here for just a few stuff because I have to go through what's happened in the weekend. Tomorrow, I might not be here live. So let me cover what I intended to cover on a Monday. All right, let's get it. I'm so excited because my team won today, so just bear with me. But tutaanza na maneno ambayo inaendelea. There's videos going around. Remember, on the 27th, it's going to be 14 years of this constitution, the current 2010 constitution. Yeah, 14th anniversary of the 2010 constitution. And there'll be a mandamano too. There'll be Occupy Parliament. So remember, there's that going on Tuesday. The mandamano are going on. The Gen Zs will be out and about doing what they do best, agitating for change. We can't wait for these politicians. Now, just as you saw that, you saw on that thumbnail, Raila Odinga had a huge birthday bash for his wife, Ida, whatever the case you want to pronounce it. And guess who were all there? Sakaja. Remember, Sakaja is the guy who said that, he has to pay his monthly tax. To who? The Opoda, Ayatollah Opoda. He has to pay taxes, okay? Extortion fee. He has to pay Raila Odinga in order for Raila not to seek his MCAs to try to remove him, okay? That's why there's corruption going on in Nairobi. And guess what? After even saying that, Sakaja was in the bash. And guess who Sakaja was shaking his hands with, holding hands? Ni kama wakondoa. Babu Owino, the guy who was trying to make the young folks believe that, hey, he's the young guy. He can't go get along with the ODM people. He wants to link up with Wamuchomba and join the Gen Zs on Tuesday in the mandamano because he feels like, you know what? I'm young. Siko kwa tebo, I'm a big shot. I can't get along with this, old folks in ODM who are selling us out. Na ndio huyo unamwona na Sakaja. Lakini utamwona kesho yake utaona akisema Sakaja is corrupt, Sakaja is what. Unaona mchezo wa town. That's why I never trusted Babu Owino and I do not trust Babu Owino. First of all, it's disqualified because already we have the tapes. You saw the tape that alichapa mtu bunduki kwa camera. You know that. We know that. So this guy, again, you see, some of these guys, they think that just because they're young, wanafikiri, they can just get away with it. They can associate themselves with Gen Z, and they're trying to. Babu Owino has been part of the system for a long time. But now vile Gen Z lingia, ulimwona kwa alikuwa naingia kwa hizo ma-interview na nini. He's a typical ODM guy. He wants to play both sides. Anataka kuwa na vijana. Anataka kujiweka kama yeye ni Gen Z, yeye ndio millennial, Gen zote. He wants to be part of it. Alafu wale wazee wakikutana huko kwa hizo ninio zao, vikundi vyao wakipanga vile wanapanga wananchi, vile extort wananchi, unamwona hapo anashikana mkono na Sakaja. Listen, I know some of you. In fact, the next time Babu Owino goes into a public forum, aulizwe swali, why were you shaking hands? Ulionekana umeshikana mkono na Sakaja. Kwa nini? Yeah? You don't see Okiya Omtata going to Raila Odinga's Ida Odinga's birthday party, shaking hands on camera like everything is okay, knowing that Raila Odinga, probably that bash is being funded by your taxpayers' money. Where? Yeah, I said it. Yes. You see what I'm saying? That's why Babu Owino has to be exposed for this behavior. Asiwachiliwe, akuna. There's no fakers anymore. There's no fakers. To see, listen. Hii movement inakuja mpaka tuchuje wale ma cloud chasers. Watu wanajifanya tunaingia kwa movement ati yao ndio saa ndio nini. Wanadandia nini ride. No. Okay? We expose them. Kama unaingia hapo na nini yako, we'll question niliwaambia hiki kitu before. Question everyone. You have to question. Babu Owino is a faker. Ameshika mkono ya uliona hiyo picha? Uliona hiyo picha? Ameshika Sakaja ambaye amekula pesa ya county ya Nairobi. Alafu anajifanya ati I'll be running against Sakaja in 2027 ati sijui nini. You see how fake these people are? Hebu anzeni kulike video ndio niendelee. Niendelee ama nisiendelee? Hey, wacha nikunywe kahawa. Hii ni kahawa by the way. Na kunywango tu kwa glass. Wacha niendelee. Hebu like hiyo video kabla sijaendelea. Endelea. Hata najiambia niendelee. Anyway, let's go on. Let's get to the mada ya leo. Mchezo wa town. Hii ndio kitu inaendelea huku. Hey. Haya, tuanze na hii video basi. Tuanze wapi? Ama tuanze na hiyo party ya nani? Party ya Ida Odinga. Ni Ida ama Ida, whatever the case is. Whatever. Happy birthday Ida, Mama Ida. I can care less if you're 74, 75 or 155. Rudisha hiyo pesa mmeiba ambayo mextort now wa Kenya. That money is blood money that you're using to celebrate. Uliona wakina Hassan Joho. Listen, let me go back a second. Let me just digress kidogo. Uliona ile video ya Hassan Joho amerudi Mombasa. Sijui familiarization tour. Jamaa alikuanga governor wa Mombasa County for 10 years. Lakini anarudi huko baada ya kuwa CS, anarudi huko kufanya tour. And he's going to use taxpayers' money for your tour, by the way. Yeah? Does it make sense? Hey, yawa. Let's go back and see. Sijui nianze wapi. Mi nawaambia kuna vitu vingine hapa. Before we get to that, there's so much I want to go through. By the way, I heard Sifuna was in Houston, USA. Houston, Texas. I didn't know about this till he posted that aliulizwa maswali mingi or he had to stay there for 2 hours or whatever. I wish I was around Sifuna. I would have had a direct question for you. You would have loved it. Sifuna. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Tuingie kwa hii ninio. Tuingie kwa mambo mengine. Aya, homecoming ilikuwa Ruto alienda huko sijui wapi. Where was it? Somewhere in Nyanza province. I can't keep up because all I know Ruto will be lying and all that. And the funniest speaker of all of them was obviously Junet Mohammed. Now Junet alisimama and told us this. Listen to Junet. Junet is mimi nawaambia Gen Z msipofaulu Kenya tutakuwa anyway. Let me play this video ndio msikie so you can relate. Not relate but
tutafanya mambo ya representation, oversight na legislation. Na hiyo ndio demokrasia ya Kenya. Na hiyo ndio vile nchi tutaendeza nchi pamoja. Kwa sababu kama wenzetu wameenda kusaidiana na serikali, sisi ambaye tumebaki lazima tufanye kazi yetu, au la sivyo? Si namna hiyo. So hii porojo hii wanaeneza watu ndani ya town na ODM, sisi hatuna coalition na UDA. Sisi ni mambo tu hii, watu wamekutana, wengine wamepewa kasi. Hii ni kama come we stay. Watu wameingia kwa nyumba namna hiyo tu. Na sisi tumewachwa nyuma namna hii tu. Na tutaendelea namna hiyo, si namna hiyo. So Your Excellency, mimi nataka kusema ya kwamba sisi tumefurahia ya kwamba wale watu yetu ya ODM ambaye wako na ujuzi, watu kama Mheshimiwa Mbetsa Oparanya, Mbadi, Opiyo Wandayi, Hassan Ali Joho wamepata kazi. Nani hataki kazi hapa Kenya? Iko mtu hataki kazi hapa Kenya? Hata mimi ni vile nimebaki tu huko nje. Kama ningeitwa, ningeongea na bibi yangu tu niseme hii iko namna gani bana. Jambo la pili, Mheshimiwa Rais, mimi vile mwenzangu hapa ameomba msamaha, mimi nilikuwa nasema tusameane tu. Kwa sababu mimi nilisema mambo mingi wakati ya uchaguzi, na wewe pia na weti wako walisema mambo mingi kuhusu baba yangu. Mulisema yeye ni mkitandawili, mulisema yeye ni mchawi, mulisema yeye ni mtu anakimbia usiku.
Okay, mchezo wa town inaendelea. So Junet anajaribu kutuconvince ati ODM iko bado opposition, walitutuma tu watu kadhaa waende wakasaidia rais. Hey, jamani, unajua kuna zile urongo zingine tunaambiwa mpaka yani unacheka tu kwa sababu it's beyond ridiculous. That's why this Gen Z movement is very vital to Kenyan politics. Ruto mpaka aondolewe. I don't know, maybe amuelewe the gravity of this problem we face in Kenya. Ruto mpaka aondolewe. You don't get it. Na nikisema Ruto si Ruto peke yake, Ruto na serikali yote na takataka yote wakina Junet na kadhalika, mpaka waondolewe. They have to be removed. Here's Hassan Joho after being a CS waninio at CS. After being Ninio, he was a governor of Mombasa for 10 years. Then after being Ninio alikuwa approved kuwa CS, ndio huyo sasa amerudi Mombasa kufanya tour Mombasa. Ni kama ajui Mombasa ni namna gani, ameenda kusherekea na watu wanampigia makofi. I don't know if you guys saw the video of Coast General Ninio Referral Hospital. Vile watu wanalala nje hata wana madawa. Anyway, this is a video of Joho anafanya kazi yake as CS. First of all, if you want to know how Joho is terrible, look at how he dresses. He thinks videotaping people, making a video of him chastising people in public, wanaibisha watu, wagging his finger, fanya nini, fanya hivi, anafikiri hiyo ndio kufanya kazi. This just show you how this incompetent these people are. First of all, he's dressed like as anyway, watch the video. Hizi ndio vitu zinakasirisha watu. Look at Joho ati anafanya kazi.
Na kuna hiyo kasumba mnasemaga ati wako serikali sisi tukija tutawaacha hapa. Mimi nitawapeleka kabla mimi niondoke. Tutapata. Haya.
We have a challenge in establishing the origin of the sample because most of the clans that come, when you ask them to disclose the information, they have
You're the ones who are supporting illegal mining. So you come and test sample for just anybody who doesn't disclose the source. Director.
So in Joho's mind, yana anatenga job, anafanya job hapo, anaambia hey, you are supporting illegal mining, propaganda, anajaribu kuonyesha watu kwa kamera ati he's dealing with the illegal mining. Unajua vile unaona hiyo puzi. Wacha tuendelee. Joe is a clown. Uchali ni clown.
So someone can go afanye illegal mining, au retain him, you test and certify for them and they export. So you're testing for who? From what source? You don't know.
You see, sir, most people they can't disclose where they're getting this from. We usually have a form.
So kazi yako ni nini?
We are question, can you tell us when? Then they say no.
So who's in charge of this place, director? Ni huyu?
Yes.
Yes. Somebody administrative action. this guy should show cause why he should remain here. And anybody from today henceforth, if people do not disclose sources, a mineral that comes to be tested, that person in charge here will take responsibility. What do you mean by colored stones?
Or colored stones, those are and gemstones.
Joho anaona ako effective. Mimi ni CS, nafanya kazi yangu. Hakuna mchezo. That's what he's trying to portray in this video. First of all, he's dressed like a freaking terrorist. But let's go ahead.
When they come here, we give it a.
So if you're the experts, you will throw stones and you call them colored stones.
No, but that's a general name. But after doing it, we
So
give
tell
it.
us.
But even when you did it, what did you find?
We can
You have
change
the copies of the certificate. So what is
Bring that certificate here.
this book is for what copies?
Bring that copy here.
Oh,
Yes. Bring the one you showed us, the colored stones. There's a place we wrote colored stones. Where was it? Where did it come from?
It's from the Rose.
Where was it mined? That's the question.
We don't know.
You don't know.
But you are government. If somebody is not willing to disclose, why can't he take to Tanzania or Rwanda or testing?
We don't have.
No.
You know what this means? You've processed this stone here. You have given someone this report. This is what he uses. He goes to the airport, lives with it, and uses this to sell to the rest of the world. It's as simple as that. Yet you here are not even sure whether government royalties were paid, whether taxes were paid, whether that guy mined it illegally or from some licensed mine. You just process. So I can come here with some stone and I tell you, fix this for me and give it certified for me. You do it happily.
We need now to come up with a way forward.
Now, you need to come now with the way forward. If someone brings a sample for testing, they should give you their license number, whether it is prospecting license or mine, and where they have come from, and even take the coordinates. Because it is that information we will even use ourselves to see if we're being paid the right royalty and use.
It also helps us to know where the minerals are.
Yeah, but you're not doing it, and you know you need to do it.
Joho and his propaganda video. First of all, the video just shows how incompetent and silly Joho looks. I get the message he's trying to send to whoever is going to watch this video. He's trying to send the message, oh, unaona, mimi ni mchapakazi. Unaona, nimewekwa CS, na within 1 week or 2 weeks, nimeingia, I'm questioning where these mines are happening and where these... Just upuzi. First of all, okay, to anyone who's in government, for those you Kenyan CSS who are out there, you dumb bums, listen to me. First of all, dress like you're a freaking CS. Suit, tie, whatever. Take some notes from Caswell, whatever he is, okay? Learn from that. Dress like a freaking CS. And you hata mtu akikuona, they can take you seriously. Joho dresses in jeans and t-shirts. Na hizo kofia za ujinga. Hapo amevaa kanzu. I don't care if it's Friday. You're a freaking CS. Not an imam. Present yourself as such. Easy propaganda video na make are not helping you. I'm just giving you a free, unsolicited advice to use Nani Joho. If you're watching this, never mind. Let me not cuss. Unasikia? Vaa koti uonekane suti ukae kama CS. Mambo ya kuvaa sneakers na jeans na t-shirts na sijui nini na hizo kanzu, wacha. You're a CS, una represent ministry fulani ya Kenya. Kutengeneza video ukigombana na watu ukiwaambia sijui ati umetoa hizi mawe wapi, sijui hizi mmemainiwa hapa, is stupidity. These are the things you should be doing behind the camera. First of all, jiulize hizo mining ziko wapi. Locate those, and they don't have to be on camera. Charlie, it's one thing to get D- kwa klasini. Don't get D- in public opinion. Unaonekana kama mjinga, Joho. You're being stupid. Ati unatengeneza video na gombeza watu kwa kamera ati, hey, where did you get this video? Niyo Kiingereza yako ya alisoma wapi? Hamisi ama Serani? Joho, you're looking worse than even the people unajaribu ku chastise. You look silly, stupid. You seem that way. Charlie, when you see S, look the part. Why do you think Kasmuel anapata wafuasi? He knows, he understands one thing. Looks is everything. Wacha ile kitu anasema. Why do you think anaenda maandamano, anaenda kila mahali yani amevaa suti? He can make his way to the media houses because amevaa suti, so people take him serious. Hata kama kuna vitu za ujinga anasema, I'm not saying that that's what he is, but people want to hear what he has to say because the way wakimwangalia wanaona huyu jamaa ako serious, he's well dressed, he looks like someone important. Let me hear what he has to say. Unaona? Perception is everything, not only in politics but even in life. Ndio maana ukienda mbunge, they demand that you dress accordingly. Tafuta kasuti. Hizo pesa ulipata kuuza unga. Enda katafuta suti Sonko. Joho. Put on a nice suit. Nyima CS nyote wa Kenya, hata nyinyi wakina Murken Mwajinga mnatembea na saa sijui ya milioni ngapi. Learn something. Look serious. At least hata kama uko incompetent, lakini ukivaa hiyo suti, you can fool a couple of people unaonekana enyewe huyu mtu ni mtu wa maana. Unaingia kwa ofisi ya watu umevaa kanzu. Alafu nauliza that whole video is a total embarrassment, Joho. Jifundishe kuvaa bwana. Nini mbaya na nyinyi? Tafuta hata kakaunda suit, hizo kaunda nani Ruto uvaa. Enda muulize anaziba ingi wapi, whatever the case is. Tafuta kakaunda uvae. Look presentable. Uonekane kama hata we ni CS. Even though you are not qualified to do anything. But at least look the part. Ndio maana unaona wakina Megan wakikuja visit. They know they are talking to somebody who is an retard. Hauna ubongo. You're just there. Low self-esteem, does not understand who they are. That's why utakama Megan Whitman anakuja na kuambia wewe, this is what I want, this is what I want, na anatembea hivyo anatoka. Kwa sababu anajua nyinyi hamna hata self-esteem. Be serious. If you really are experts ambao mmekuja kusaidia wa Kenya, kwa hii serikali waisaidia wa Kenya, look the part. And it starts by how you present yourself, Hassan Joho. Hii si kazi ya kuuza unga. Tafuta koti, hata kama ni kaunda suit, vaa. Suit na tie, na uvae vizuri, na viatu nzuri. Hata ukienda kuinspect vitu umevaa suit na tie, unakaa minister, ama CS, whatever the case is. Usivae kakanzu na kimbia nao, na hizo matisha na jeans, na hizo kofia za ujinga ambao unavaa. What's wrong with you people? Oparanya. Yani mnaibisha watu nyinyi. Anyway. But I get it. You're a bunch of looters, criminals. Ndio maana mnavaa hizo ngionio. Martha Karua had something to say about Raila Odinga in a latest interview. Hebu tusikie Martha Karua kwa nasema nini? As Azimio is imploding, as if you don't know, if you haven't heard, by now you should have. Tusikie Martha Karua. Martha Karua, Martha Karua anajaribu, she's trying to redeem herself from the nonsense she was doing during Kibaki's regime. But she joined conman Raila Odinga to run in Neo. Let's listen to her interview.
How he signed a deal. Are you and Raila friends? Would you say you are friends?
Yes.
So, but now we are estranged by the happenings, because I can't say I'm very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, we are estranged by the happenings, because now if we were to meet for tea, what would we talk about? You see?
How he signed a deal behind closed doors, maybe?
You see, if people do that, because this thing didn't start this year, that's what people must know. This thing started last year, and I'm starting to believe that the day Raila met Ruto with Obasanjo in Mombasa, all the deals we are seeing were made then. That's now my belief. And I believe that Raila did not tell us everything when he came back to us as Azimio principals. You remember even last year there was a rumor of nusu mukate.
Yes.
What are we seeing? Isn't it the nusu mukate?
It is.
It's the same thing, that rumor of last year. I believe even the AU plot was hatched last year in Mombasa, not this year. Look who was with him when he announced. The midwife, Obasanjo. Obasanjo is the midwife of all these deals. He did not even tell us that he was going to AU. We heard it from the press. I believe these deals were made last year. William Ruto is as cunning as a fox, if not more. And I actually had discussed with Raila. I was out of the country. I came that Saturday after the meeting on Friday. And I had talked to him on a long distance call when I saw that Ruto wanted to meet him. And I was imploring him not to go alone, to at least take one or two people with him. Principals, I meant. He went alone with Joho, Junet, and Macau. So he didn't go with any of the principals. He went alone with his own aides. I'll call them his aides.
So do you
Look at what has come out eventually. I believe for a person, because he has struggled for this country and sacrificed, it is just a pity that now we see him as aiding and abetting Ruto to subvert the constitution. First of all, the going into government of 4 senior people in the hierarchy of ODM and in the hierarchy of Azimio, because Oparanya, chairman of the board. Raila's own utterances and those of his MPs that he gave Ruto experts, it means that it was a party-to-party deal, but done contrary to the law, because the law demands that you cannot have as political parties a come-we-stay marriage. It must be through the front door, a post-election coalition. So they should be...
Are you listening to what she's saying carefully? She's basically responding to basically disabusing this notion that Junet was trying to proffer or tell the people in Nyanza province yesterday or today or whatever the case is. You cannot have this come stay arrangement. Constitutionally, it's not allowed. You cannot do that. It's a violation of the law. And that's what Martha Karua is saying. So she answers Junet. But Junet, that's another case.
You cannot have as political parties a come-we-stay marriage. It must be through the front door, a post-election coalition. So they should be honest enough to say their party is in a coalition, have a coalition agreement, relinquish the minority seats. The design of the constitution is such that certain key committees, public accounts and public investments, each has 3 committees. So 6, total of 6 committees ought to be chaired by a party not in government. And the standing orders say that in black and white. So when ODM has one leg in government and another leg in opposition, they're actually blocking accountability. They will not, even in human nature, be able to hold to account people who are senior operatives of their party. those seats should be occupied by a party or parties not in government, so that they can be able to do the watchdog work better. So actually, that union is a union to subvert the constitution, to undo the checks and balances that are provided for. It's not good for the country.
Do you feel betrayed by Raila as mother, as his running mate? Do you feel betrayed?
I feel he betrayed us, but not by not giving us the whole. Even when he said that he had talked, that they have talked and there will be talks. You remember at KICC? Yes. We were also seeing it from the press. But I have done, and now Kenya has done what ought to be done. When there is betrayal of that magnitude, you withdraw. You see, we have given our notice and we have nothing to do with Azimio. We do have friends who are there, who are in opposition, but it's up to them to make up their minds and ask themselves whether there is anything they are pursuing.
Okay.
Yeah, so as NARC Kenya, we have already charted our own path. Yeah.
Had he consulted, had he come to you and said, Mother?
It would have been a no. Yeah.
No dialogue.
It would have been a no, definitely. Remember last year, we had already dissociated ourselves from the NADCO report. And we had said it was a useless report whose outcome does not reflect why people went to the streets. It had not addressed the needs of the people. It addressed needs of leaders. Because who was going to be leader of opposition? You don't need a title to play the role of opposition. I've actually played opposition role since 2013. You don't need a title or a salary to do that. So creating an office was not the reason people went to the streets. It's about cost of living. And cost of living is not just about food. When the cost of living is high, people don't afford the basics. They will not afford school fees. They will not afford medical. They will not afford food, housing, and all the others. Our constitution is very clear, Article 43, that for those basic needs, it's the duty of the state to ensure every Kenyan accesses them. We therefore would expect that part of our taxes is used to lower the cost of living, to take over burden of education. Look at what is happening to university education.
Yes.
Parents whose backs are already sagging because of weight are being given more whatever. Ruto and the people in his cabinet went to school with public funds in public universities. Almost, I would say all of them, unless there is an exception. We all went to school with public funds. We were given loans that covered tuition, accommodation, and food. That enabled children of both the rich and the poor to be the same at the university. The access was equal. And that's why William Ruto, who prides himself as a chicken seller, to go where he is. So why is he removing the ladder that he used to climb?
Ruto is not a chicken seller. We are the Kenyan people are the chicken, and he's selling us. So when you say the chicken seller, remember, you are the chicken. You, the people of Kenya. He's selling you.
Is he saying that no other children of people who have no financial muscle shall ever go to university or rise in this country? Are we as Kenyans going to allow our children to be denied education? Are we going to allow us to be denied our basic needs? When Article 10 gives all the residual power to the people, the Gen Z were actually exercising power pursuant to Article 1 of the Constitution. And when you are exercising that power, you don't need to go through Parliament or through the court.
Thank you.
The numbers of people who came out at the peak of those demonstrations in 35 counties, and I believe it was in all counties, it's only that not all counties have press. That was a withdrawal of mandate for the Ruto government.
Yes.
So even forming cabinet is forming, knowing very well his mandate has been withdrawn.
Absolutely.
If he was an honest person, a person who respects the rights of the people and the electorate. That magnitude of people coming out to say no to his taxation policies and to all other injustices, he would have done the honorable thing and resigned.
Umesikia hiyo? I had a very hard time. I'm glad Martha Karua alluded to that fact, because a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their head around this whole thing. They don't understand that the fact that there were people, young Kenyans, not even Gen Zs, just because like I said, Gen Z is not only an age group. This is a whole name given to this movement, uprising by Kenyans from all 47 counties, or let's say for 35, as let's go with the Martha Karua's number, which constitutes the majority of Kenyans. Okay? When they went out there and went to the parliament, wakachukua hiyo mess, wakasema hatutaki hii ninio, they in effect took the power that they delegated to the legislative body and chose to represent themselves directly. So parliament from that day on has absolutely no power to pass any law, because the people express themselves and exercise their power directly. And they voice their opinion by going to that parliament and taking that mess and kula yo mchele na wakafukuza, physically fukuza. So what Ruto needs to do is to dissolve what waende ninio. I'm joined by my friend Bernard here. Karibu sana Bernard.
Asante sana.
What's on your mind? You can talk to me about anything, from the owner of Telegraph being arrested in Paris because, never mind, that's another story. But anyway, go ahead. Talk to me.
Yeah, just listening to you discussing that party for Ida Odinga. Yeah. Yes. And the meeting for Ruto in Kakamega.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say is this. I had your comments about Babu Wino talking to Sakaja.
Yes.
So my take is that Babu Wino and Sakaja are two different people. To me, Sakaja is more like KJ, the MP for the Great South. If Sakaja was an MP, in my opinion, he would have voted yes to the finance bill. That's the kind of person he is. So Babu Wino did not vote for that finance bill. He voted no. And I've told you many times, I don't think Babu Wino is an angel, but Babu Wino has some kind of value in this whole thing. And I don't think it's very, personally, I don't think it's so important to, like, say, boycott the parties or boycott everything and rant against ODM or go against them. I don't think that's necessary for Babu Wino. What Babu Wino is doing, and I hope he will do, is be there at the right time, on the right side. And right now, he's on the right side. Yes, he's at this party, but we do know he is not a cabinet appointee, and Raila does not want him in the command structure of ODM.
Okay. Can you tell me what gives you confidence that Babu Owino is really pro-people? And I'm not talking about this PR stance by showing up and giving bursaries to people in Embakasi, or showing up when there's Aoko is being arrested, or when there's a fire in Embakasi. Tell me something historically, because remember, the first finance bill, the 2023 one, he absconded. He never showed up until me, among others, say that Babu Owino, you cannot have a press conference talking about how bad this finance bill if you didn't even show up to vote against it. So the next time he actually did showed up, the last time that you're referring to. And again, look at his character. This is a man who hasn't paid his dues. He shot somebody on camera, shot him to almost death, okay? And never served time because he had to go and kiss up to Uhuru Kenyatta's dirty buttocks because Uhuru had power. So, and they made the deal with Raila. And that's why he's still out here. But Babu Owino actually should be in committee serving life without parole. Why should we vote for somebody like that? A known drug addict and a murderous thug.
Well, to answer your question, and I've always asked you so many times. So, what do you want exactly? You know, we are in a revolution, and do you want, like 6 months from now or a year from now, for us to have a Kenyan president? Let's just give it. You want Okia Omtata somehow to be in charge either in a year or 4 years from now in 2027. It's Okia Omtata with a cabinet similar, with full of people who are like him, and a parliament full of men and women of character, just like Okia Omtata. Is that what you're looking for?
Absolutely. People who value the Constitution and will obey the Constitution and will be guided by it.
And you know, and I applaud you for being honest. That you are very altruistic, very idealistic, and you have very lofty goals. My take on the whole situation is, right now, personally, I would be happy if Ruto ends his term before 2027 as a result of popular revolt. To me, that is sufficient accomplishment of this revolution, because it will be, for the first time, a Kenyan president has screwed up and he has been fired by the power of the people. This would set a precedent in Kenya.
But Bernard, do you understand the problem?
Nobody's going to come and screw.
The problem runs deeper than Ruto. These are problems that started way before Ruto. He's just extending the unlawfulness that has been happening since 1963.
True. You and I think you and I agree on those areas. I don't think you and I differ there. But the issue is, you're more radical than I am. You want a clean super slate. And all I'm saying is this: based on my understanding of history, based on my understanding of politics, I'm not an expert, but change comes at the margin. You know, maybe you could be right. There could be an earthquake, and we could have a complete set of leaders in Kenya that are super impressive and fantastic. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. But I do know we'll move forward by making small, marginal changes. And that might mean, in the short term, working with characters like Babu Owino or Rigathi Gachagua. You know, people who are at the moment opposed to Ruto, so they fit in with our desire to get Ruto out. But we know in themselves they are imperfect, and they're not. You know, they are also somewhat rotten to the core, or go to the power in a way that they do have done things we're not proud of. So that's all I'm saying.
Right, and I get your point, but I'm just saying the reason why I disagree with you is because if you let this cancer, because if you are trying to deal with cancer, you uproot it from its root. You don't kill it, then you leave some of it still growing, because it will grow again and bring the same problems. Okay, so that's why I'm saying, if you're going to, that's the whole point of a revolution. A revolution basically means a total overhaul of the whole system and bringing in a new.
Yeah, but what's the cancer here?
The cancer is the current crop of politicians and people in power who are in all arms of government, from the executive, judiciary, and legislative body, who are perpetuating this system of corruption and murder and unlawfulness. This is what we want to stop. That's why I'm saying We start with Ruto and the whole executive branch, then the legislative body, then the judiciary. After we get new blood in that will stick to the constitution. And once we do that, we go for the people who stole from the state of Kenya, the money that they're stashing outside of Kenya. We go for them, and if possible, we hang all of them to death.
Did you have an example of a country that did that?
I gave you Angola, and Bangladesh is doing the same thing. The Prime Minister of Bangladesh, who was just removed last month, is facing murder charges for the people that he killed during the protestations. So
I thought it was a woman.
Yeah, she is. She was a prime minister. She's a woman. Yeah, she was tried in absentia, and she will face death penalty if she found guilty. That's the example of what I'm talking about.
But is the Bangladesh parliament and judiciary still intact?
No, they're not. They're all removed. They were all removed. See what I'm saying?
Parliament was dissolved.
Yes, they were.
Okay, I'll have to look into it.
Please do. That's what I'm saying. It's possible. The people who want to gain from this system are the people who are telling us, oh no, they will have anarchy, or the army will take over and we'll have a dictatorship like Museveni. No, it's because they fear they have stolen wealth and they know we're coming for them. The Moi family, the Biwott family, the Kenyatta family, the Odinga's family. We need to put these people in committee and hang them to death. Let's not leave them alive. They shouldn't stay alive. I'm for hanging. I want them dead.
What's your take on the land that the British royal family owns in Kenya?
Exactly. Who do you think is protecting them?
What's your take on them?
I'm answering you. I'm answering you. I'm saying it is the very people that we have in power who are protecting this British, because I told you these are the puppets of the West. And
so what are you going to do with those ranches that are owned by the...
Of course we are going to take them and we are going to nationalize them. They are going to be public Kenyan land, just like the Burkina Faso did. All the mining that French were doing, Macron was doing, they took it back and they nationalized it. So anything that proceeds that come from those land go to the public, and the public gets free education, free healthcare, and all the good stuff. That's how you deal with it. We'll take it back from the Queen of England, that evil witch that is rotting in hell today. We have to be radical. Jesus Christ was radical. If you look at his gospel.
True, but he never nationalized anything.
He did. Spiritually, he nationalized it.
I just, something tells me deep down inside that change happens on the margin.
In some cases, yes, depending on what kind of change.
Like you are underestimating what it means to remove Ruto from power. You are really underestimating what it means.
How do you see? What do you mean? What am I exactly underestimating? Like the grip that he has in Kenya, or
no. Basically, you're basically saying if that was to happen, then it will be evidence that the power in Kenya lies with the people. So yes, there will be tremendous fear in the institutions in Kenya, because anybody can go after anybody else who's done wrong.
No.
So what would happen is this, which I'm hoping what would happen is, which is my preferred way of things, is for Gachagua to take over and, of course, fire everybody under Ruto, then appoint his own people, and then some type of vetting starts, and
Gachagua?
He appoints...
Gachagua? Did you say Gachagua?
You have to follow the legal structure.
Gachagua actually had a case of stealing money when he was a DO, DC, or whatever the case is. Why should he be the one?
But remember, he's a sitting vice president of Kenya right now.
No.
I didn't vote for that regime. That's the reality. I'm not saying.
But Bernard, I'm saying if Ruto is going, he's not going by himself. He's going with his whole cabinet, the executive branch, Gachagua and everybody else, the CSS, everyone. Look at the executive branch in the constitution, what it means.
Remember, the Gen Zs are saying Ruto must go. They're not saying Ruto and Gachagua must go.
No, but they
I haven't seen a placard that says Ruto and Gachagua must go. But by the way, I'm not defending Gachagua. I'm not saying he should stay. I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is this. By removing Ruto, you're giving the revolution momentum. Because, number one, it will shake Gachagua to death. He'll be sworn in, yes. He'll try and appoint his people. And then he would appoint someone who has an issue, who is corrupt, and then the riots will start all over again, and the protests.
Gachagua cannot stay there. It's the whole Kenya Kwanza government, the executive government.
There's a legal process, how this thing works, and
I know the legal process. I can tell you the legal process. I can tell you the legal process. Go look at Article 1. The people have the sovereign power that they gave
those
Ruto.
People are not saying what you're saying.
They are, by saying Ruto must go. Ruto must go means Ruto and his whole cabinet. It's not just Ruto. They are just like when people say Moi must go. Did they mean Moi go then Biwata Kai? No. It means everyone. I mean, it doesn't make sense if Gachagua is sitting there, a non-corrupt tribal chauvinist sitting there, and I can his cabinet, which is equally corrupt, and continuing this whole corrupt system. I mean, what are we doing? If we are going to sanitize everyone, let's uproot everything from the root cause. Toa tuweke watu mpya, a clean slate, and then all these Gachaguas, Rutos will bring them to court, and they'll account for their wealth and what they've done and the money that they've stolen.
The problem with what you're saying is this: we don't have strong institutions in Kenya. Our parties are tribal cocoons.
Yes.
That's why you see Joho having a massive reception in Mombasa, because at the end of the day, he's a Digo. The Digos have one of their own eating on their behalf in the cabinet.
Yeah.
You see, that's a separate problem than Ruto being a president who's incompetent. So we're not dealing with two separate issues.
Not exactly. That's why I keep on saying, if you were to follow the constitution, the Johos and all these busybodies, they're operating outside the constitution. That's why they're acting like they have power that they do not have. So that's why I'm saying, if you take the executive and you take the legislative body and you have a leadership and members of the legislative body who uphold the constitution as it's supposed to, and the laws therein, you cannot have tribal cocoons like ODM, which is a terrorist organization by my estimation, and all this Jubilee and all these briefcase parties that are wasting everybody's time and bringing Kenya down. That's what I mean. The system has to be...
But is it illegal to have a tribal party?
It's not, but I'm saying this: if we are to follow the constitution, the tribal aspect of it will have no weight in it. You understand?
Yeah, but remember, if the elections in Nyanza, say in Siaya, the person is going to be a Luo.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and they're going to have a party that's strong in that area. So you're going to still end up with a Luo kind of organization.
Yeah, but here's the difference.
Sponsoring Luo MPs. So to me, I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. So if Jubilee or UDA comes to Luo Nyanza and want to open an office in Nyanza, the ODM people will not stone the UDA or Jubilee party because they are a party that's not popular in the area. If they were to follow the constitution, Jubilee and UDA will. So you see how the law.
They agree with you. They agree.
So you see how the constitution and the law works in to diminish these tribalistic groupings.
Yeah, they agree.
Yeah, so if we have a law, then yeah, I can go to, hell, call it whatever, Mugirango, and start a Jubilee party office and start recruiting, and I will know that I'm protected and from anyone who try to doesn't agree with me. So that's how the Constitution and the rule of law works to protect people from all these tribal groupings are used by the very tribal class, political class, to create this divide. Your man on honor, they don't respect the Constitution because they know if we are to follow the Constitution, they will have no power because these people are criminals, all of them, and Babu Owino included. That's why I want to see him in jail, especially after seeing him shake hands with Sakaja. They need to be in jail, tortured to death. I'm for torture, by the way. even though it's against the Geneva Convention or whatever rules, but I'm for it. I wish we can have that once we I mean, the Singapore, that's the difference between Kenya and Singapore. People always make this whole comparison. 1970s, when Jomo was president, we were richer than Singapore. But the president of Singapore mentioned what needs to happen in Kenya in order for us to get there. You have to hang these people who steal money. If you don't hang them, they'll keep on doing what you saw them. Go look at that Ida Odinga's party. These are criminals having party and you're paying the tab, you Kenyan folks. And you'll see them tomorrow coming for your votes, and you'll vote for them. That's the sad thing. So why shouldn't we hang these people? Tell me a reason why we shouldn't hang them.
Due process of law.
Yeah, the law actually finds them guilty if you are to follow the law and look at their books.
But does the penal code say we hang?
I will change it. I wish I can be a dictator. I want to be a dictator in Kenya. Let me not use that. But anyway, to be fair to them, we'll follow the law. We'll audit their earnings. We'll audit their wealth. And I'll give them 30 days and say, hey, listen, return the money or you face the death penalty.
But you don't have to go that far.
Why not?
Because you can do simple things.
Like what?
Like we can introduce property tax in Kenya.
We do have them.
No.
We have property tax in Kenya.
No, not on land.
Actually, we do. And guess who's not paying? The two people who are not paying. Two families, and there's a law in place. Go check it out. And their names is inscribed there. The Moi family and the Kenyatta family.
Our family doesn't pay that tax either.
It's called Estate Act or whatever the case is. I read it the other day.
How comes my dad doesn't pay?
Well, he's doing so illegally if he's not, but everyone else pays.
Says who? I've never seen a letter of him being summoned. I've never seen an issue.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Just because he hasn't been reinforced doesn't mean that it's not it's legal. The two families that cannot pay estate tax.
No. Don't go there.
I'm going there.
My family owns land, and what you're talking right now is Greek to me.
Okay, with Greek I can interpret it in Swahili. Can I help you?
Yeah.
Familia mbili Kenya ambao hawalipi ushuru kwa ushuru wa land.
No. Just you're talking to somebody who comes from a place that, like, my family owns land, so you need to be addressing me. You're telling me things about Moi and Kenyatta. I don't understand those people. Tell me.
I'm telling you.
My father has a small piece of land.
Listen, I'm telling you the law that pertains to land taxes, property taxes. Sorry.
What it?
Go check Estate Act. I think that's the name.
No.
I'm telling you, I just read it. Google it. You can Google it right now and see it. And it's imesema specifically Kenyatta and Moi cannot pay estate tax. Go check it out. And that's the law that somebody tried to walijaribu kuitoa, and they haven't changed that since when it was ninio in 1970 something that it was passed. So if your family is not paying taxes, then probably they're doing so illegally. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. So I cannot break a law I've never heard of.
Right. Just because they haven't reinforced it doesn't mean that it's not illegal. That's why I'm saying with Ruto behaving the way he's behaving, he's looking for taxes here and there. Don't be surprised if they come for you, if they knew who you are.
I mean, our land is small. Our land is very small. It's only like a few acres. So we'll pay what we have to pay. So there's no big deal there.
Ruto will even tax you for wearing glasses. I want to Ruto.
I mean, he's taxing people whose eggs have hatched into chicken.
So you know how he behaves. So that's what I'm telling you. Now that's what I'm telling you. We need to remove these people by the entire Ruto whatever. Why in the water? I'm curious to see what will happen on the 27th, which is on Tuesday, because kuna maandamano imepangwa. I don't know how it's going to go.
And that's what I like, because everything he's doing, inviting ODM and doing all these shenanigans, is to quiet down the revolution. He's trying to clamp it down. The guy is quiet down. Amudrela now. Joe is doing a great work in mining. Paranya is doing this for me. Buddy is a genius. He's meeting IMF, so everything's working. So guys, quiet, chill out, chill. But But we can still see simmering. The revolution is simmering.
Yeah, the Gen Z was saying,
and that's what I like, because people are not stupid. You can't hoodwink them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying. So I hope this thing works out. I don't know. I was a little bit discouraged by the so-called faces of this revolution, the young folks that seems to have been compromised. They're no longer talking about Ruto must go. They're talking about something else. So Joe is doing nothing. Order House of Heru. But anyway, Bernard, it's been 1 hour. I wasn't planning to stay here for long, so tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is Monday. What's going on Monday? Oh, there's a strike tomorrow by teachers, I think. There's another strike tomorrow. Teachers and there's a couple of strikes tomorrow.
Good.
I think it's teachers and somebody else, the Matatu people. So, hey, yeah. I'm telling you, Ruto, akifika December. Hey. Yeah, strike. There's a strike tomorrow. I think it's the teachers and somebody else. Watu wa JKIA, I think, are also going to strike. So there's a bunch of things happening. We'll be here for it. We'll be covering it every day. I'll coming twice in a day, morning and evening. So stay tuned, Bernard.
Good. I like that now. Strikes, civil disobedience. Mm-hmm. Everybody shuts everything down until the guy steps down. That's progress.
Yeah, I'm glad too. But anyway, I have to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Bernard, for stopping by.
Sawa, we'll catch up tomorrow.
All right, brother. Take care. Be safe. All right. Bye. All right, guys. On the comment section, I know some of you it's been an hour. I just want to stay an hour because, I don't want to make it long. But there's a lot of things happening. House of Heru, thank you so much. Order. I saw that I had to laugh. Wanjiku, I saw you umeingia kuchelewa, but it's okay. It's all right. KK pia namuona hapo, KK, and everybody else who have been part of this. I'll be back tomorrow. Leo tu nikugusia, I wasn't even planning on going live, but hey, I just did. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And Tuesday maandamano pia ikiendelea, Tuesday itakuwa marathon. Mi nitakuwa hapa the whole day. I want to follow up what's going on that on Tuesday, what's happening. But anyway, if you're watching this the first time and I wonder what this channel is all about, it's about Kenyan politics. So go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment, and like this video, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Namna gani? Peace and blessings. I'm out.